I would say my obsession with cars started when I was 8 years old. I saw a 70 Cuda throwing revs and just ripping a 40-foot burnout through an intersection. That day, I pulled the motor out of my mom's Whirlpool washing machine. I dropped it in my big wheel. It only had 1 horsepower, but power-to-weight ratio was insane. Drove right through the garage door. It was 14 stitches, bone contusion, concussion. It's the best day of my life. Now I create some of the biggest, baddest cars on the planet, along with my crew of maniacs. I believe every human has the innate yearning to be closer to God. Unfortunately, God left this earth the day the minivan was invented. My higher power is the Holy Spirit of engine displacement. I'm here to spread the gospel of horsepower and the scriptures of torque. My name is Braxton Hicks, and this is Maniac Garage. All right, listen up, this is our new project. Leno wants a straight factory restoration, 100-point 1970 Dodge Challenger.
We don't do those.
It's a joke, right?
His exact words were, I don't want any of your stank on it.
I can't build an engine with less than 400 horsepower, right? It is in my contract. It is in my DNA. So when I build an engine, it's art.
He's got to make it fast and strong and horsepower.
I put enough torque in that when you floor it, those motor mounts came loose. How is that my fault? Do I have to do motor mounts too? Do I build everything?
Well, I for one, love a factory restoration.
I love to date an accountant.
All right, everybody calm down. Leslie's right. Straight restos are dull and boring.
What? That's not what I said.
We're gonna upgrade the body work. We're gonna blow the out of this thing, and he'll never know the difference.
No, I think he might know the difference.
Well, then he'll thank us afterwards. What's next?
Working my fingers down to the bone.
So, my last job, I was actually discriminated against for being a woman. And here, I am discriminated against for being smart, for following safety procedures. It is my honor to bring you a mandatory refresher course on metal lathe
Excuse me, safety queen. Do I have to be here for this piece of crap machinery that I never use?
Well, for those questions, I'll refer you back to the meaning of the word mandatory.
How are we supposed to get anything done with safety Leslie around? Oh, don't make it go fast. That's dangerous. Oh, wear your safety goggles. Leslie, I've been shot at.
Rules are there for people that don't know what they're doing. We know what we're doing. Now, we know not to do that. Just a little fire. What I've done is made this place safer.
I call Rodney Pequeñita. Like a human being, you can stuff him full of candy and break him open.
I learned how to do this when I was in jail. Thanks for bringing that up. We're not going to talk about it. And when you have multiple projects, when you're in kind of a bind when it comes to time, you have to improvise. I once made a radio out of a shank, a hot plate, and a can of beans. It can be done.
So what's next?
Next is we have the drag race against Elite Customs Garage.
That's right. Blake Chambers wants to race us in his new Bugatti Chiron Sport.
Who's Blake Chambers?
Well, look, right here. Look at that face. What is that?
That's what an asshole looks
That's
like.
what an asshole looks like. Got a face you want to punch. He's our nemesis, this guy. Think Hitler, killer bees, and diarrhea.
Blake Chambers, occupation being the best. What do? Custom cars. I design cars, I drive cars. I got Instagram, I got TikTok. It's all about the look, it's all about the image. I got celebrities coming out my wazoo. Callie Kuko, the hot chick from Big Bang. She wanted Big Bang written on her headrest, stitched in there real nice. I did a G-Wagon for Snooki from Jersey Shore. She actually wanted Big Bang on her headrest too. Wolf Blitzer bought this for himself. He said, Blake, hook me up. He's asked specifically to have Wolfman stitched in right here in red. And then in the passenger seat, Wolf Bait. The engine like this, I'd probably, do something with the engine. Is it stuck? I don't usually open this, usually Gunter. Gunter! I think you need a special tool. This has got to be changed. I'll probably have Raj mock that up on the computer. That's probably at least a $25K upgrade. That's $50,000 a piece. Cross-stitch that. You're gonna cross-stitch that. Put a spider web over that, and also I would shorten this. I think yeah. That's how you open it. Rear view mirror, unnecessary in a fast car. You know, just little things. I can come up with these all day. People are always asking me, and they say, how do you do it? And I say, I don't know, man. It just comes to me, sometimes in the shower, sometimes while I'm dropping a heavy D. I've taken probably 1,000 vision quests, now that I think about it. And no one really understands the ramifications of doing that much peyote.
Total piece of shit.
He's an asshole.
He's an asshole. We don't like him, essentially. It's what.
We're gonna need a lot of horsepower to beat that Chiron.
Sure. Turbo Viper, PPG, sequential gearbox.
Yeah, oh, and on the inside, power interior, luxury leather, rosewood paneling, alpaca seat belts.
I get you 2,600 horsepower to the rear wheels, and you handle sewing boy.
No. I stitch. Hey, you sew?
Let's
I stitch. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna sew your faces together like a carnival freaks, King Kong and Ping Pong. Come see the freaks. They do the outside, they do the engine, and then I want to make sure that the customer likes where the space is in, because they don't sit in the engine, they don't sit on the paint. So it's like you could have the most beautiful prostitute, and you like her, she smiles, you're talking, and you go down there, and the bush is no good. That's it. You're not going to pay for that. So I have to make sure the bush, the inside, is really nice. And that's what I do.
Hey y'all, it's your girl. I'm at work right now, but I'll be back later tonight to give you some Monday makeup tips and fill you in on my ex-boyfriend and his new girlfriend and her low credit score. Yeah, that's right, Darnell.
Prescription.
Y'all hear that, old white man? I'm at work. But anyway, you know me. I'm out here giving out makeup tips, teaching y'all how to find out about credit scores and everything else, hanging out with unmedicated white men. The girl is out here doing her thing.
Hey, can you stop making TikToks and fix the internet?
I'm doing my job. I'm promoting the business.
This business.
Yes, this business.
What's this business called?
The Garage Boys Gang. Got it, baby.
I was in a gang.
How was
I
you
was in a
making videos about makeup promote our custom
It's
car
the
business?
algorithms. You wouldn't understand. I got a 10-step marketing plan, okay? I'm gonna take my 1 million followers from the gram, slide those bad boys over to TikTok, you see, and at that point, I'm gonna quit this job and become a full-time influencer. Then I'll be able to go ahead and promote the Garage Boys, and then they can pay me a little nominal fee, if you know what I mean. A, you wouldn't understand. B, my makeup tutorials be fire. And C, I wanna hear more about old Grandpa's gang.
Nobody wants to hear.
We were a biker gang
Yeah?
out of Palm Springs. Culture of the Bone Riders. Originally, we were called the Palm Springs Bone Riders, but we had to shorten it down to save costs on embroidery, see?
Why is he wearing a sombrero?
Bones can get sunburn. You're missing the goddamn point.
Well, Dad's a little old-fashioned and is pretty much worthless in the garage, but we let him hang around.
Let me? I own the company.
Half the company is a silent partner based on a predatory loan from 20 years ago.
I gave him $5,000 to get the business started. It's basically charity.
40% interest. Pawn shops give better rates.
Well, it would have been better if I'd invested in a pawn shop.
I'm surprised he's still in business. I thought most of the people that worked there were on some sort of work release program, right, from prison. That's kind of where we're at. Major leagues, minor leagues, pretty obvious. Why are you even asking about him? I'm surprised you're asking about it. I didn't even know he was still in business. This is
It's for a show about Maniac Garage.
what we're doing now?
Yeah.
I thought it was about this program. No?
Since we're doing this TV show, we would like to be more outwardly feminist and, show that we're not like an all-boys sausage party. For your consideration, we would like to limit the offensive terms like nipple joint, crankshaft, stroker, lube. We have known each other for a long time, but I have never asked you what I should call you.
Yeah, Rodney?
So I know midget, we don't use that anymore, or little person, I think, is what we're supposed to say, but that seems kind of vague, right? Because there was this guy in high school I knew, Greg Holland, small dude, looked like a 12-year-old, but we would throw him up on the roof of the liquor store. He climbed down the vent, let us in, moved to Phoenix, I think, but he was literally a little person, but not a little person. Dipstick, push rod, bushings, blown tranny. I don't see size.
All right, so you're a
I
professional
see
mechanic. You should see size.
character and
I don't know what that thing was today. Language, terminology. We're a garage. Call me face. I don't care. You know what you should call us? Floor loompas.
That seems derogatory.
No, not at all. It's actually a nice term of endearment.
I'm not sure.
I'm telling you.
Before I got to the garage, I worked for the Defense Department. I was in intelligence. I used to build aircraft and some top secret things we can't talk about. And after that stress, I wanted to get away from intelligence. There is no farther spot from intelligence than right here. It's a beautiful thing, the sound, the music of a finely tuned engine. This is what I love.
It's a good garage. It's a lot of good people. We do good work. We're proud of the work that we do. Braxton is a good boss.
Braxton? You need to be doing a show about this garage. His garage is the biggest pile of crap I've ever seen in my life. Everybody over there is an idiot. Look who's in my garage. Germans, man, in lab coats. You guys speak English? See?
Well, do I consider myself an artist? That's not for me to say, but I would say yes. A lot of kids, they want to be like a fighter pilot or a fireman or a cop or a famous dressmaker who makes famous dresses for famous ladies like Liza Minnelli.
What the hell are you talking
Just trying
about?
to be inclusive, yo.
You're sounding like a moron.
Some guys want to be a famous actor like Ewan McGregor so they can play a famous dressmaker like Halston who could date any guy, right? He wants to. Very promiscuous. Let's call a spade a spade.
Hey, really? Is that where we're
Let's just
going now?
start over. I want to start over on this one again.